Here is the Mitsubishi Electric Mr. Slim inverter split system that I have here in the studio. I don't really take any interest in this kind of equipment. Most of it's too new for my preference, but since modern junk is all that gets fused nowadays and I need to pay the light bill, which is over $500, time to film some modern junk. I seldom use this for cooling. Probably less than 10 times a year do I use it for cooling. I use it for heating in the winter quite often, and it works surprisingly well. I believe that we determine this as a 1-ton unit, and according to the serial number, it is either from 2008 or 2018. I don't know enough about these to be able to tell the difference of the 10 years. I think either would be a pretty reasonable guess. Right now it is 80 degrees, over 56%. If I put the dehumidifiers on to drop the humidity, it's going to go to like 90 degrees down here, which normally is fine for me if I'm just doing videos or whatever in here, but tomorrow I'm going to be stacking 200 bags of pellets on the other side. I'd rather do that in cooler temperatures if I can. So I'm going to put this on and see what it does. Now at some point, maybe hopefully before the winter time, I want to install an attic fan through the wall back over there, and the purpose of that fan will be to draw air from this side of the room and push it to the other side, because this unit over here heats the room quite nicely, and it does cool okay, but it doesn't touch the other side because it's too isolated. So now that I have the cleaning area over there and I'm going to potentially want to spend time over there working on projects, I need heat over there. So that's where this will come into play with that attic fan. So that'll be another future project. Well, I've got several attic fans now, so I can actually do it. So here's the remote. For whatever reason, the clock does not work properly, and it just never keeps the time anywhere near what it's supposed to be. It's currently 8:41. I reset this clock just a couple of months ago during the clock change in the spring, and it's already found itself to be several hours off again, which is kind of ridiculous. So I just ignore the clock. And in fact, this is way more than just a couple hours off, because this is saying 5:39 a.m. whereas right now it is 8:42 p.m. or the PM. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn this on now. This is the first time this is being used for cooling this year. Power, and it's on, oh, well, it didn't work because the breaker is turned off because it's got flaky electrical to it. I'm going to go turn it on. Okay, the breaker is on now. It's on a 15 amp 220 breaker. Here we go. So it's on heat to 73 with fan automatic. That's how it's typically used. Switch it over to, I guess that's cooling. And although 59 degrees sounds nice right about now, we certainly don't need that. I think 72 is fine. And the fan is still on automatic. Okay. So let me get the temperature thing out. I believe these take some time to start working. At least I know it does when it's on heat mode. You know, because it's variable speed and it's got to just slowly ramp up as opposed to just turn it on and ripping that refrigerant around and cooling right away, which would be more desirable, but that's that. That's why I use vintage stuff. I have used this in cooling before. I think I used it a handful of times last year. It works okay. It's nothing like an old unit with 22 in it, but for the power drawn, I guess it's not bad. And I will say these are extremely quiet, which is nice. I do like quiet equipment. Alright, so our ambient is 80, and it's still putting out about 80, so it probably hasn't started cooling yet. Let's see, where can we put this to keep this in view? No, just about nowhere. I did clean the filters, and I did clean the coil as well, so everything should be good. It'd be interesting to put the fan speed all the way down and see how well it dehumidifies. It probably dehumidifies very well. Alright, we're still at 77.6. It hasn't budged. Wonder if I got this set up right. I think that's supposed to be the snowflake icon. Oh, there we go. Now it's cooling. Oh, that's just lovely. Oh, I'm not good. I need that. I was putting at a 10-degree split right now. I'm going to slow the fan down to all the way. It's on, can you hear it, mode. And it is quiet. I can barely hear it. And it's still putting out a decent amount of air. I'm going to put the temperature all the way down just to get it to fire on all cylinders. Put it down to 59. So we got 80 going in and about 61 coming out, so there's almost a 20-degree split. Some people was saying that the thing is low on gas, but I don't think so. It hasn't exhibited any signs to me that would lead me to believe it's low on charge. Yeah, the coil's cold all the way through. It's already pretty wet. Alright, we'll let this run for a little while, and then we'll come back and see where we're at after 15-20 minutes of operation. This has been running for some time now. I put it down to the second to lowest fan speed before, can you hear it, mode? And I went down to 45, which is pretty cold. I'm going to go down to the lowest setting now. I could hear the condenser speed, condenser fan speed change, or maybe it was the compressor, I don't know. But I could hear the condenser change in speeds. I can kind of hear the gas flowing through the coil now, and I can see the water dripping down on the inside, so it's got to be removing a tremendous amount of humidity. It has gone down to 52% humidity already, though it hasn't touched the temperature. It's still 80. So that's down to 40 on low. Let's go outside and take a look at how much water it's pulling. It's running very slow. Oh, it's all zoomed in. The condenser's running slowly, or at least the fan is anyways. That's not bad. I want to put a 90 on there and push that away from the house. I don't like that much water going onto the going into the foundation like that. So now let's just shut off. See what's going on inside. It seems to have kind of stopped. Now it's only at 65, and I mean it's still colder than ambient, but it's not doing much. Let's put the fan speed back up. Maybe the coil got might have gotten too cold. Took a long time, but it just started cooling again. I heard the condenser start up again. This is why I don't like this kind of stuff. I just want the room to cool down. I want the thing to blast, and it's gonna sit here and turn on and off and go up and go down. Nah, not for me. I kind of like the unit in the terms of how quiet it is, because I can do videos and so forth with this on, and it's totally not disruptive, but the cooling performance just does not compare to the old machines. Cooling on high speed seems to be stabilized right around 51, which is pretty good considering it's ambient 80 in here. Almost a 30-degree split. If only it would just constantly do that. Let's go take a look outside now and see what it's doing. I hope that's outside. I think it's running at full power now. Yeah, if not, it's close to it. It's not putting out much heat. I mean, it's warm, but it's not anything like the old unit still. Wow, that's actually pretty good. That's impressive. I'm not expecting it to put out that much water. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely don't want that much water going right down into the foundation like that. It's going back cold while the insulation is coming off there. It's all sweaty. Both sides are sweaty, which I don't quite understand, but whatever. Yeah, that's really putting out a lot of condensation. Almost trying to form a full stream. Not bad. It's very quiet, I'll give it that much. Inside and out. Very quiet. I just added this hose on there for now. Seems like it's slowing down quite a bit. I'll do something better eventually. And I gotta clean the coil up before winter time. I cleaned the indoor coil, but I never cleaned the outside here. Clean that soon. Fix that grate in the infill. And I'll get a better pipe. It's gonna take a few minutes to fill up that hose. Well, that's not quite ideal either, but it's certainly better than it was. Whatever, it's just temporary for tonight. Oh, here's the information for those that were curious. There's a serial number. Maybe somebody can tell me what the date code, how to decode the dates on these. The compressor only pulls 6.6 amps at full power, and it's slowing down, so it doesn't stay at full power much. Tiny little shaft on there, jeez. It still feels pretty cold. It's definitely into the 50s. And it is getting the job done. It's gone down 2 degrees now and almost 10% humidity.